Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing well today. In this video, I'm going to talk about which platforms I use and which platforms you could potentially use to dollar cost average into crypto assets. Oftentimes when people approach me and they're interested in putting money into the crypto space, they'll ask me how much and when should they invest their money into crypto. In other words, when's a good time for me to invest in crypto? Is now a good time or should I wait? Obviously, I don't give investment advice, but what I do tell them is that I'm personally dollar cost averaging into crypto every week. And at times when I think we're in oversold territory and I see a big opportunity, sometimes I'll go in and buy massively. And I'm not perfect, but I get a good sense when the market's oversold and I exploit those opportunities. However, for novice investors, people new to the crypto space, you can try to time the market yourself, or you could scour YouTube for traders' opinions, or you could do what one of my buddies does. He puts money into crypto on a weekly basis, and he supplements his dollar cost averaging strategy by also buying in large lump sums when the market goes down by 10 to 20%. Because oftentimes trading and timing the market can be very tough. That's why 90% of the people who start trading end up failing miserably. So if you're looking for a more passive approach, if you're looking to save some time, then dollar cost averaging may be the most effective way for you guys to get exposure to the market. And in a minute here, I'm going to show you guys the real power behind dollar cost averaging. And after hearing my perspective on dollar cost averaging, if you think it's a good strategy for you, I'm going to show you guys a few platforms that allow you to basically automate that process. And if you guys find yourself enjoying the presentation, make sure you do me a huge favor by liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to my channel. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Now to kick off this video, I want to quickly discuss with you guys why I think dollar cost averaging was really good for me and why it may be the most effective strategy, the most efficient strategy for people who are beginning to dip their toes into the crypto space. In this article and any resource that you guys see in this video, make sure you guys look in the description below because everything will be linked down there for you guys. One of my Discord members linked me this article that I really liked. How to achieve the same results of a professional Bitcoin trader without taking the inherent risks. And this person basically talks about how he first invested into the crypto space, and as time went by, he kind of modified his investment strategy just a bit, and part of his investment strategy, or a significant portion of it, eventually pivoted to dollar cost averaging. To illustrate the effectiveness of the dollar cost averaging strategy, he shows the results of dollar cost averaging $500 per month, starting with the very worst timing at Bitcoin's peak in January 2014. The total investment over 73 months is $36,500. The value on January 15th, 2020 is $445,000. The amount purchased is just over 51 Bitcoins with an average purchase price of over $708. The maximum drawdown was January 2015 of 50% plus. The peak was December 2018 with the unrealized equity of $872,000. So just think about that for a minute. You would have invested close to $37,000, and at the peak of 2017, that $37,000 would have been worth almost $900,000. And if you wanted to further maximize the return, just watch one of my videos where I talk about the return multiplier effect. In fact, I'll link you guys my BlockFi video in the description below. But after you learn about the return multiplier effect, I encourage you guys to check out all the videos I've done on lending platforms, because these days it's not too difficult to get a 4% plus yield on the Bitcoin that you own. And let's say you started late, maybe you didn't start in 2014, even if you started dollar cost averaging post 2018, you would have accomplished unrealized equity of over $162,000 from a total of $30,000 worth of investments. And let's say you had the worst timing possible. Let's say you started at the peak of December 2017 and you put $500 a month into Bitcoin. The total investment over 26 months since December 2017 would have been $13,000, and the value on January 15, 2020 would have been almost $17,000. In the traditional markets, when fund managers get over 10%, they're thought of as being geniuses. Even if you timed the market horrifically, meaning that you invested at the peak of December 2017, in a 2-year period, you would have made something close to 30%. And if you guys are interested in running your own simulation, I recommend this website. It's called DCA btc.com. And here on the left, you have a panel of parameters you can enter. So let's say that I invested $10 per week and I accumulated for 3 years starting 3 years ago. In that 3-year period, I would have invested $1,570 and I would have turned it into $2,398, a return of 52%. Currently, what I'm doing on one of the apps that I'm going to show you today, I'm actually putting $10 a day into it. And I'm not just buying Bitcoin, I'm buying a basket of cryptocurrencies. But let's say you had done this with $10 a day. You would have turned $11,000 into almost $17,000 for, again, a 53% yield. Or better yet, let's say you got into Bitcoin really early. You started investing 8 years ago and you invested for 8 years. You would have turned $30,000 into almost $3 million. Obviously, moving forward, you're not going to get those types of returns because even if Bitcoin hits astronomical numbers, it hits 200,000 or a million in the next 10 years, as we go through these bull markets and bear markets, the returns do get diminished. And in part, what might discourage people from adhering or following this strategy is the fact that we've gone up a lot recently. And many of these investors are probably thinking to themselves, it's unlikely that we're going to see these parabolic moves again, or they're not going to go up as much moving forward. But to be honest with you guys, what you see here is exactly what people in 2014 saw. In 2013, 2014, you saw a similar pattern playing out. I doubt many of these people envisioned that Bitcoin could one day hit $20,000. But the way I look at it is $10 a day isn't too much to me. And so I'm willing to put $10 a day into the market because in my view, I think there's a strong potential for us to see parabolic moves moving forward in Bitcoin. And seeing that I'm not a maximalist like some of the Bitcoin investors in the space, I feel like there's room for other coins to run as well. So the platforms I'm going to show you allow you not only to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, but you could also dollar cost average into other assets that you guys are bullish on. And given that I started investing in early 2017, I know firsthand how hard some of these altcoins can run. And one thing I regretted in that cycle was not dollar cost averaging in. And to make certain I don't make that mistake again, in addition to the core portfolio I also have a supplemental portfolio that is dollar cost averaging in on a weekly to daily basis. So the first platform that I'm going to cover is none other than Coinbase. And in case you didn't know, they're actually giving away free crypto. All you need to do is take your free course, which shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes to complete. So if you're interested in that, I'll make sure to give you guys some links in the description below. This way you guys can sign up and get free crypto and a little education on the side. Once you have an account with Coinbase, basically all you need to do is select the crypto asset that you want to dollar cost average into. So I've picked Bitcoin, and once you've selected your crypto asset, click here on the upper right hand corner of the screen on trade, select your funding source, type in the amount of crypto you would like to buy. And if you hover over this icon, you have the following increments to choose from. You can pick on every day, every week, 1st and 15th of every month, or every month. And once you do this, you click on preview buy. And here on this screen, you can see that the price is almost $9,500 and the fee that I'm paying is $1. So 10% of the money that I'm investing is going towards fee, and only 90% of it is actually going into Bitcoin. And this tends to be the biggest complaint from people in my Discord and the community in general, is that Coinbase has notoriously high fees. But on the plus side, Coinbase has never been hacked. It supports a variety of different crypto assets, and signing on and getting set up is relatively easy. And given where we are in the market cycle, I think we're pretty early. If you agree in that assessment and you're investing in the medium to long term, then a couple bucks here and there probably won't hurt you too much. So essentially, you just have to weigh the pros and cons and decide for yourself if you think this is the right platform for you to dollar cost average into crypto. Next, we have Voyager. Beginning May 14th, Voyager started supporting recurring buys. So now crypto investors can automate their buys by setting up daily, weekly, monthly, or bi-monthly buys. Once you've downloaded the app, select the crypto asset that you'd like to buy on a regular interval. So we'll go ahead and select link. And once you're on this page, click on buy link. And in the middle of the screen, it'll read set up recurring buy. Click on that. And on this screen, you can go ahead and select the frequency at which you would like to buy the asset. So you can select from daily, weekly, monthly to the 1st and 15th of every month. And then you just type in the amount that you would like to invest. So based on the setup that you see here, I'll be buying $10 worth of Link using my bank account, and I'll be buying it on a daily basis. And once everything is set up, you can actually come back to your accounts page and you can click on recurring buys to get a consolidated view of all the recurring buys that you currently have active. Now, if you're interested in learning more, I recommend that you watch one of the 2 videos I've made on Voyager, where I do a thorough review of the platform. One big benefit to using this platform as opposed to Coinbase is the fees. Voyager technically isn't an exchange, they're a brokerage. What they do is they get an aggregated list of orders from multiple exchanges, and by doing so, they give you the best possible price. But nonetheless, you can be assured that compared to other platforms, your odds of getting a competitive price are increased using Voyager as opposed to using a platform like Coinbase. And currently, Voyager's fee model is different from Coinbase. To illustrate their model, let me give you an example. Let's say they save you $5. So even though they're not really charging you a fee like Coinbase does, if they save you $5, they'll take some of that. So instead of saving $5, you'll probably end up saving $4 because Voyager gets $1 of that. Also, unlike Coinbase, you actually earn interest on some of the crypto assets that you buy here. So I was alluding to the return multiplier effect. If you wanted to do that all in one place, if you wanted to automate your Bitcoin buys and earn interest on your Bitcoin, Voyager would be your go-to platform. Because here with Voyager, not only do you dollar cost average into Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin that you have in the Voyager account will earn an annualized rate of 3.5%, which will be distributed to your account on a monthly basis. And the interest you receive does compound. Now, one of the downsides is that currently you can't withdraw all the assets that they support, but they do allow you to withdraw some of the more popular assets like Bitcoin and Litecoin. So make sure you look into the withdrawal policy if that's your intention to buy crypto on the platform and maybe send it somewhere else. I have a buddy who uses Voyager for dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and on a monthly basis, he sends it over to crypto.com to get a 6.5% yield. So if you're unhappy with the yield that you see on Voyager, that's another option for you folks. You could always just leave your Bitcoin on Voyager if you don't want to put your crypto assets on multiple platforms. But my personal view is that it's good to put your assets on a variety of platforms because it helps you hedge against third-party risk if just in case anything happens to one of these platforms. Roundlyx is the next platform that I'm going to cover. I've done a full video review on Roundlyx. I encourage you guys to check that out. But the difference between Roundlyx and the other platforms is that Roundlyx is more like a middleware. It's like the middle person between your bank and these crypto exchanges. And since I've covered Voyager and Coinbase, you know that those 2 platforms have their own native methods to dollar cost average in. But let's say a platform like Binance or Kraken didn't offer you opportunities to dollar cost average in. What you could do is use Roundlyx to help you automate those buys. Or let's say you have an asset that's supported on Coinbase and another asset that's not supported on Coinbase. Maybe it's supported in one of these other 3 platforms. So rather than setting up a dollar cost average strategy on multiple exchanges, you can sort of consolidate that all onto one plot. And to do that, you need to open an account with Roundlyx. Once you've set up your account, you basically select the asset that you want to dollar cost average into. You can immediately buy the asset using these increments, or you can invest into an asset on a monthly basis. And on top of all that, you can link a debit card, and every time your spare change rounds up to $11, it'll trigger a purchase. So in a way, it's similar to Acorns. One thing I don't like about the platform is the fact that you have to put a minimum of $50, and they don't really allow you to put smaller numbers in. I mean, if you look at the custom recurring investment, the minimum is $45 and the maximum is $1,000. And on top of all that, they don't allow you to invest daily, weekly. The only increment they allow you to choose from is monthly. But I do encourage you guys to check out the platform. They give a small bonus for signing up. Tinker with the platform a little bit, make sure you guys watch my video review and decide for yourself based on your experience if this platform services your investment needs. Next we have Bitpanda. I understand that many of you guys are Europeans and you may not have access to the other platforms I presented because their strategy is to gain a strong foothold in the United States and then expand from there. So until they come to your country, you might want to check out Bitpanda if you're a citizen of any one of these European countries, because it's an exchange that offers reoccurring buys for people who are interested in getting exposure to crypto. To get started, you create an account, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and click on Add Savings Plan. Now, given that I'm a citizen of the United States, I won't be able to give you guys a tutorial, but for those of you guys that are part of my European audience, I encourage you guys to check out this platform if the other options in this video aren't available in your country just yet. And lastly, we have Coinseed. It's another platform which I've done a full video review on, but out of all the platforms I reviewed, this is probably the easiest way for you guys to get alt exposure. And not only that, you can actually modify your portfolios. So let's say you wanted to only invest in 4 of the assets that they support, and maybe you wanted to put 30% into one asset, 30% into another, and for the remaining 2, you wanted to split it 20-20. Once you've established that allocation, all you need to do after that is decide how much you want to invest into that pool of assets on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Personally, I've selected $10 a day, so $10 goes into a basket of assets. But I do want to note that you can't withdraw your crypto assets. All you can withdraw is USD. So in other words, let's say Digibyte goes to $1. And I currently have $20,000 worth of Digibyte. I can't transfer that Digibyte out from Coinseed to my external wallet. I would have to convert that DGB into USD and send it to my bank account. And also, if you wanted to withdraw large sums, let's say sums that exceed $2,000 a day or $10,000 a month, you wouldn't be able to do that with Coinseed. But the way I look at my Coinseed portfolio is just as a supplemental portfolio. I have investments elsewhere. So this is just disposable income that I have no problem going into this diverse basket of crypto assets. And in terms of fees, it's also pretty competitive. It only charges you 1%. So let's say you put $10 a day, you'll be charged 10 cents for that transaction. And just in case you guys were curious to know which crypto assets they support, here's a list of all the supported assets. And at the bottom here, you can see that they support USD. And you're probably wondering to yourself, why did I include USD as part of my portfolio? What I like to do with that USD there at the bottom is that when I see a huge pullback in crypto, I have money ready in my Coinseed account to deploy. Also, at times, some of the assets can appreciate in value really fast. For example, we saw Digibyte and ZRX produce gains exceeding 500%. And when I see some of that mania, I'll oftentimes cash out some of my DGB or ZRX into USD. Well, that pretty much wraps things up, but before I end this video, I want to encourage you guys to check out my Patreon page. I recently added more benefits to my existing tiers, and what I'm also going to do is that for individuals who sign up for the Inner Circle or higher, I'm going to include Substack benefits. Currently, I send out weekly crypto newsletters. My tentative plan is to switch over to Substack. I've already begun the process. And within the next couple of weeks, I'm actually going to monetize some of the content that I currently deliver for free. And on top of that, I'm going to offer additional content to individuals who are paying members of Substack. And the reason why this is relevant to all my Patreons or my potential Patreons is that I'm always looking to add more value to the services that I provide through Patreon. And in an effort to be consistent with that vision, I've decided to add Substack to Inner Circle and above. So if you're in the Inner Circle tier or above, in addition to all the benefits that you see listed here, you're also going to get free access to my Substack membership. So if you guys think this might be of interest to you, check out the link to my Patreon page in the description below. This is CryptoOneStop signing out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.